Hello everybody, Gbenga Olatunji here, welcoming you to Gbenga's Associate channel. Today we are looking at the methods of listing securities in the capital markets, studying strategic financial management, and it's important for us to be able to advise our organization, especially when time comes, or some of us may be experiencing it and may need it now. We need to know the best method to use in listing a security in the capital market. We will be looking at 9 of them, and without any further ado, we are going to go into them one after the other, starting from the most, not the most important, but the most popular. Then we take it down the line. Offer for subscription is almost an household, as an household meaning, or popular, let me use that word. And when we are talking about offer for subscription, we are talking about a method of listing security on the capital exchange market, in which we are introducing to the public shares of an organization. And one of the difference between this and offer for sales is that offer for subscription could either be oversubscribed or undersubscribed. So offer for subscription introduces a new product into the market, a new organization into the market, looking for funding with the intention of their shares being subscribed to at a fixed price, of course, on the stock exchange market. Then the second one is offer for sales. And when we are talking about offer for sales, usually offer for sales represents an existing listing and an existing security on the stock exchange market. But the difference now is that the promoter or the shareholder is looking for fund and would like to part with some of his or her stake in the organization for a liquidity, that is for cash. So an offer for sales is an offer to the public by or on behalf of a shareholder, and the proceed which will go to the vendor, that is the shareholder. Unlike the offer for subscription, which is an invitation by or on behalf of a company or other authority to the public for subscription of security at a fixed price. So let's move on to the third one, which is placing. And when we are talking about placing, is sales by a broker to his clients, that is consigning security which have previously been purchased or subscribed to. So we say we place it on the stock exchange. Basically, if you own a particular or a volume of shares of an organization, you can place it for sales using your stockbroker, and it will go live and another person can take it over. Then let us talk about another listing method, right offer or right issue. Basically, when we're talking about rights, whether right offer, right issue, whichever name we call it, we are talking about a situation in which the share initial or existing shareholder decides to take on more shares or acquire more shares from the same organization in proportion to what he or she has before. So right offer or right issues are privileged offer to an existing shareholders already to acquire proportionately additional shares in the same company, usually at a special price. So that is right offer. Then we talk about capitalization issue. Capitalization issue basically are bonuses. We can call it script issues too to existing shares. Like capitalization issue many times can be in form of Say for as against declaring dividend, an organization can say, okay, for every 5 units of share you have, we are giving you another capitalization issue for 1. So that means that because you have 5, you are qualified to have a bonus of 1 share. So invariably you have 6. The next method of listing is tender. And when we are talking about tender, basically the public needs to offer whatsoever individual feels best could purchase a unit of share. So that is tender. So it's in form of bidding. A particular organization is having a listing in form of tender. So it simply means that Mr. A in the public can say, okay, so amount per share. And if Mr. B now comes around to you and say so amount for shares, which is higher than that of Mr. A, the issuing organization can decide to go for the offer of Mr. B because it's higher bidding than that of Mr. A. So that is tender. In a tender, we bid. So an offer of a special quantity of shares or stock to the public or on behalf of an organization in which the third party, especially the public, needs to bid for it. That is a tender. So it simply means that different people will buy the same stock and share at different prices. That is tender. Then when we're talking about another one, which is introduction method, the listing of security already widely held. So basically this method is used when the company's shares already very popular and had been in existence and already held on a stock exchange before, maybe in another country, and being migrated into another country for listing. Then we move on to conversion, which is another method of listing security. Conversion, so an exchange for or conversion of security into other classes of security, especially and usually ordinary share are often time than not made public, and for any reason, if we are converting ordinary share maybe to preference share for any reason best known to the management and the board of directors of an organization, they can convert with agreement with during the meeting of the board of directors and the shareholders general meeting. The shares could be converted and be relisted on the exchange markets. Last but not the least is when we enlist by option. So an offer to buy or sell some shares at an agreed price and at an agreed future time. So basically we use option for hedging, we use option to encourage the management and the executive to, and for some other reasons options as a method could be used. But basically when we are talking about options, we are talking about a fixed price for a particular organization's share, which could only be purchased for that amount of money at a fixed or at a particular future time. Here we had spoken about offer for subscription, offer for sales, offer for by placing, offer using rights issue, capitalization issue has been spoken about. Also from GGN social channel we had spoken about tender, we've spoken about introduction, we've spoken about conversion, and we just spoke about options. We are going to talk about the general requirement of listing in any country, and we'll love you subscribe to James Associate channel. And if you have any reason to speak to us, please let us know. There was a question I put forward that we would like to know about your country. Are you still having mandates to buy or to sell using paperwork, or it has been digitalized? You can put it on the comments so that we can be beneficiary of your local knowledge over there. From James Associate channel, next time we meet, we will be talking about general requirements of the listing rule. We are value to life, we are value to your businesses.